Hi and welcome to the Market Alert for Friday the 30th of August 2024. So Nvidia dumps, gold pumps as dollar general craters, most on record. The countdown to the next stimmy has begun. So the next stimulation by the Fed, as in QE, is what this is rumoured here. US stocks saw late selling whilst Nvidia closed lower by over 6%. US stocks were gradually bid throughout the majority of the session despite weaker Nvidia shares post earnings, although stocks later fell off highs. Yeah, we're talking about the Dow and the DAX making new all-time highs during yesterday. More on that in just a moment. Today we've got Eurozone CPI that's forecast to come in at 2.2%, previous 2.6%. That will be encouraging to cut rates further. And then over to the US for core PCE and also Chicago PMI and revised UOM consumer sentiment at 3 p.m. Right, let's have a look at the markets. Kick off with the Dow and have a look at these new all-time highs. So, as we said all week, the Dow has now made that new all-time high, taking out the 41429, and the market selling off, as it said in the headlines, out towards the close, which you can see in the 30-minute chart. So just before I look at the 30-minute, new all-time high, 41589, heading for 42,000 now for this market. It is insane that these markets are making new all-time highs. We all know this, given the backdrop of geopolitical events, wars, inflation, you name it. It's just insane. It's just blatant manipulation by the likes of BlackRock. Anyway, yesterday the Dow was moving up quite nicely. The cash market opened and we can see some selling. This was reversed and then the market up and then the selling returned later. And as I've said before, this is a pattern at the moment where they're pumping the markets with the derivatives and then selling the cash into this to get better prices. Wouldn't surprise me in the least if the elite aren't selling off some of their stock holdings in the anticipation of a big correction coming in September, late September. We'll just have to wait and see. But something doesn't sit right with the general situation as we can see it at the moment. It's all smoke and mirrors. And frankly, it's like living in an episode of The Twilight Zone, to be honest with you. As not just the markets, but everything that surrounds us, we're seeing, particularly politically as well. But let's not get into that. So the 30-minute chart finding support overnight at the DP and yesterday's close. Market sitting on the 50 EMA as well, ready to try and move back up to yesterday's all-time high. So in the German DAX, as I mentioned yesterday, this market would do this by the end of the week. Well, I mentioned that earlier in the week, but it managed to achieve it yesterday, and you can see there we've got some nice buying support in the move, so don't be surprised if we take out the now all-time high of 18,971. Yesterday morning I mentioned 19,000. 19,000 is on the cards. What happens when we get to 19,000? Who knows? I said that at 18,000 and we sail straight through for another 971 points. So we just don't know with these markets anymore. They just keep pumping them to the upside. 30-minute chart, markets moved up nicely. They then sideways. Dow cash opened and the S&P moved the market lower. We did recover, went on to make further new all-time high, and then the market sold off a bit. But again, like the Dow, is sitting on the close and the DP from yesterday, and also the 50 EMA to try and get back above yesterday's all-time high. It's at 18,971 there. In the S&P 500, the all-time high of 56.70 stands at the moment. Prices struggling yesterday. Thought they would have moved higher, but of course Nvidia selling off a bit there, which is going to give the S&P 500 a bit of an headache. But up until that point, you can see it was moving up quite nicely. Then Nvidia, which is part of the S&P 500, market down and sitting on the close and the DP, just like the other indices at the moment, in an attempt to try and get back up to during today's trading session. FT100 trying to get back also above its all-time high of 8477.6. The market currently sitting above the 8,404 there. In the 30-minute chart, prices finding support at the 50 EMA twice yesterday as prices then continue to move to the upside. Right, the high there and the market just below that. So the FT breaking the rule here with this making a new high on the overnight. Now, I don't know what they mean about the dollar dump yesterday, because as you can see, it's moved higher. And I have to say that gold and silver did really well, considering, looking at this chart, that it managed to maintain it. But there certainly may be a resumption to the downside in this, particularly if Powell does cut rates in September, which is only a couple of days away, of course. So, yeah, I mean, we're on the launch pad for the metals as far as interest rates are concerned. Quarter basis cut will be enough to bring stability for silver, at least, and gold to go to further new all-time highs. Can't really say that silver's going to be allowed to do that personally. So let's have a look at the metals for yesterday. And starting off with silver, very lackluster inside bar, weakness overnight. Expect this to be slammed. It's Friday. Yesterday the market moving up, slammed in the midday and then back up. But again, overnight, you can already see this particular bar here. We've got some weakness around and some selling. Unless they've tried to sell and bring the market back, we'll only know if they can get the market back above the DP and the close of yesterday to get back up to the high, and more importantly, get back up to $30 an ounce there, which you can see there. So we've got to take out this high to the left, which was created on the 26th of August. Meanwhile, in gold, still at the highs, you can see there, 25.31 is the all-time high. Bit of weakness overnight, some selling pressure for yesterday as well. And in the 30-minute chart, there's your sell-off, and you get your LBMA fix or rig, and then overnight bringing the market back. Needs to get back above the 200 MA, which it did yesterday, and once it's broken back through there, there's a good chance it could head back to the highs there. In the gold-silver ratio, on Wednesday we saw the market obviously shake out in silver, and we've got a bit of weakness there yesterday and continuing at the moment. Weakness in the fact that silver is moving a bit faster than gold. That's all. But this ratio is insane. Should be way down by 15, at least at 15, and we're still up in the mid-80s there. Anyway, let's have a look at yesterday's trading session and see what the market did as far as, which we know made a new all-time high, but as far as the trades are concerned. So yesterday in the pre-market session with the light grey background there, you can see it was quite volatile at 7 a.m. Then we had some news and the market sideways, and then we got into the session, the market putting in a potential buy there, market moving up. Then a matter of trying to trail with this. I should have taken the profits at the R1, didn't. I was hoping that we were going to go up to yesterday's high and also the all-time high, but that wasn't to be. They brought the market back first. You can see that there, and then they reversed the market. They said, no, we've got too many buyers want to go long at this point, so let's have a quick shakeout down towards the 200 MA. And then bring the market back, and this time we can actually move the market up, which they did. You can see it break out in a moment, and then prices trading up to the high. And at this point, if I just bring it back, I decided to take the money off the table, which was a big mistake, because prices pulled back. They then found support at the R1, and if I just fast forward, you'll see as I went to the daily chart and got the all-time high, marked this up onto the chart, which is somewhere around here. So I grabbed the number. There you go. So I had a look, grabbed the number, came back, marked up the all-time high, and so I could see what the market would do for the rest of the morning. Double checked, and there we go. It's in place, and of course, the rest is history, as they say. The market touched it, and this is another thing with all-time highs, which you've seen many times in the alert. When the market makes a new all-time high, generally pulls back just a bit, but with this Nvidia and the Dow pumping the derivatives for some cash sales, the market was brought back, as you can see. 130. We have the weekly jobless claims, etc., and we got these resistance areas which are just below the all-time high. But of course, that's no problem once the market starts to pump. Also notice the support at the bottom there as well, and then prices pulling back to the high before then going on later on in the session. Notice how here the market's so sideways, and then prices fail on the short side as they then go back and make a new all-time high as the Dow reversed those cash sales and pumped the market to the upside until Nvidia sold off 6%. So finally, for today and for this week, where we are overnight at the moment, let's have a look and squeeze this chart up so we can have a look at yesterday's high, because that's the only important thing. See where the market could potentially go up to. It's about 80-90 points there on the upside. Market's currently sitting at the 200 MA, and it has support of the close and the DP below it. So let's see what happens during today, whether the market's got further momentum to pump to the upside there. Right, that's it for this one and for this week. So not only have a great day, but also have a great weekend. And as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.